just want to start again by thanking everyone for coming to this luncheon. It's an annual event that the Rotary Club of Bloomington has been sponsoring for longer than I'm aware of, but let's say over a decade for sure. I hope all the students and Rotarians were able to have some good conversation at their tables to get some good insight student-wise on what it is to be a member of our community and to participate in the wide community as a whole. I'm going to take just a second and I kind of want to ask all the Rotarians or other non-student people that have participated in the Strive program this year just to stand for a moment. Mentors, everybody please stand. First of all, thank you very much for your mentorship. Give me a hand. Now, go ahead, have a seat. Now, students, the reason I did that is I wanted you to just to see visually how many people in the community have an interest in what happens to you and your future. As a community, we want to share with you whatever goals, whatever ambitions you have for the future, and we hope by participating in the Strive program, what we're going over with you is going to help you a little bit along that route. There's a quote that I always like to bring up whenever I can, and since I've got the mic, this is when I can. And it was by Edward Hale, who lived from April the 3rd, 1822 through June the 10th, 1909. He was an American author, a historian, and a Unitarian minister. And what Mr. Hale said was, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something I can do." So now I'm going right into the introductions, and then we'll get into a little bit of a panel discussion. We have a lot of people with us today that I want to recognize. From the Bloomington Police Department, Patrol Commander Kim Clausen. And I should have said this, if you guys want to hold your applause to the end, that'll be cool. Bloomington Public School District, Independent School District 271, a Rotarian in our club, Superintendent Les Fujitaki. Stay standing, Les. From Kennedy High School, we've got the principal, Carol Campa. Career and College Development Coordinator, Christine Donnelly. And Student Advocate, Rosa Flores. And from Normandale Community College, Paige Wheeler, Lead Coordinator for the Center for Experiential Education. Miss Catherine Anderson, Director of Nursing. Penny Peterson, Nursing Department Chair. Jody Skadarian, Executive Director and Chief Advancement Officers for the Normandale College Foundation. And Jane Fenton, Major Gifts Officer for the Normandale College Foundation. Here again, students, I just want you to visualize how many people take an interest in what you're going to be doing after high school and helping you succeed by their very presence and showing up here today. Let's give all of them a hand. Now, for the students, if you remember some of the stuff we talked about in the very first class, one of the things we mentioned was that for those of you that get a scholarship, Normandale Community College will match your scholarship up to $1,500. Now, I know we haven't had our networking class yet. But what that means is you've got 2 people here from the foundation that would control that fund. If I were you, I'd make sure they knew who I was before they walked in.
Who are they?
Should I introduce them again? Yeah. Yeah. Now, what we're going to do from this point on is I'm going to bring up 5 students from Normandale Community College. These are individuals that have just started into school within last year or so, meaning that they're not so far removed from where you are today. And we're going to take this opportunity for you to quiz them on what kind of things you should start thinking about or what you should start considering when you decide to go to college. So this is a chance for all you Strive students, here again, to take advantage of someone close to your age that has just started school. I'm going to take just a second. I got to tell this story because I think it's hilarious. The reason we're doing this, the reason we started is several years back, one of the Strive students asked me, they said, why don't we have any younger mentors or younger instructors here? And I looked at her and I said, well, what exactly do you mean? She said, well, nothing personal, but, you know, it's a bunch of old white guys. And I thought about that, and I looked around me, and I said, yeah, them other guys are. So we've got Normandale involved, and they have been extremely, extremely helpful. Now, the 5 students I'm going to bring up here, I'm going to introduce my name, ask you to come up. I think if it's okay, we're just going to stand up here so everybody can see us, and we'll pass the mic back and forth. I have about a page here of all their various credits, but I think I'm probably going to let them talk about that when they introduce themselves. So first we have Miss Lam Nugent. You want to come up, Lam? Mr. Ivan Sandoval. Mr. Derik Jose Pina-Flores. Mr. Edgar Marcelo Ramon. And I think that should be 5. Did I miss anybody?
Yeah, I think my brother too. Cristian?
Cristian? Oh, come on up. They're identical twins, in case you haven't figured out. That's why I get confused. All right, so what we're going to do is, I want each of you to take no more than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just introduce yourself to our students. Tell them a little about how you got started in Normandale. What made you want to sacrifice what you've had to sacrifice to get to where you are now?
All right. Hello, my name is Cristian Pina. I'm from Mexico. I just had like 4 years in this country. So when I come to here, I didn't think to go to college because it was expensive for me. But when I was in high school, my counselor, he teach me that I can have like a better job and more opportunity to grow like a person and also for income. So I can help my parents, and that's been a little difficult for me because I have to study, to work in the same time. But if you think you can do it, I think like everything is possible right now.
Okay. Lam, you want to go?
So my name is Nguyen, and I'm from Vietnam 4 years ago. Barely know English when I first came. And I'm the first generation in my family go to college and about to finish it. So when I choose my career, it's really important because I don't know what to do. Nobody guided me. And I was like, okay, I'm graduating from high school, that's it. I get a job and I'm done. But my counselor told me, why won't you try yourself? Try out. You don't know what it look like when you continue. So I applied for school and I got to the U, but it's so expensive as you can know. And I decided to go to a community college because it's cheaper and affordable for me at that moment. That's why I ended up at Normandale.
Hi, my name is Ivan and I'm a college student. I go to Normandale. So I decided to go to Normandale because I wanted to explore the options. Like, I got accepted to the U2, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go there, like, be part of the community and actually like try to help out. And it's actually been really, really good experience. Like getting to talk to new people, make connections, and just get to know other people that you never expected to be like really friendly. Just an awesome experience that I cannot like trade. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Derik, and I'm from Mexico too. And I have been here like 4 years. When I went to high school, I went to high school for 4 years because my first year I didn't speak English, and I have like my Mexican accent. It's a little different, and some people think like it's weird. That's okay. And I went to Normandale because my major is computer science, and I think I can transfer to another college after in Normandale, and it's cheaper than other college. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Edgar. I'm first generation student. So the reason I chose Normandale is because they have a lot of options for careers. I'm majoring in teacher for elementary. I have two nephews, which I love them. And that's why I choose education, because I see children are the future of all people. Thank you.
It's interesting to see that regardless of the age, a lot of us have the same problem. Derik, I shared with you, when I moved up here, I had a hard time with this accent. So, students, anybody want to ask a question? We can keep moving, but remember, this is for you, so any questions? Okay. Now, I'm going to make some assumptions right here, just based on my own experience, that you're in high school 1 year, all of a sudden the next year you're in college. What big difference did you first notice, and what big adjustment did you have to make during that transition? Edgar, let's go right down the line.
Oh, well, what was the question?
Between high school and college, what had to change for you? You know,
I think more, it's going to be, when you get on the level of college, it's going to be getting more serious about the education subjects, and you have to try hard to get at that point you want to be.
I think when you're in high school, the teacher will tell you what you have to do, and when you have to do it in college, they only will tell you one time, and if you don't want to do it, it's okay, because you have to pay for that. They don't care if you don't do it, because it's your money.
Another challenge that you can face is that like schedule. Once you go into college, you make your own schedule. You have to time yourself on homework, and you actually have to pay more attention to them, because you actually, like my friend said, you're actually paying for your classes. So you want to be there and take advantage of everything, because like computer, like the computer lab, we have like tutoring centers, everything of that, it's available to you, and you pay for it when you like get into Normandale. So you might as well take advantage of all that. So that's one of the challenges that a lot of people get, that they think that, oh, I can do everything, but you actually need help sometimes. So, yeah.
I think with me is responsible, because I don't want to fail, and I don't really think about failing, and nobody in my family accepted failing. So I try to push myself in there. I take the response for myself. I pay for college, I want to finish it, and that's in my future. So I take response for that by myself.
Yes, like my classmates say, you have to be more responsible in college. That's one thing I changed for myself. In high school, you can turn your homework like sometime later, or if you are sick, you can go to it teacher and he tell you what you miss and that kind of stuff. But in college you have to go to ask your teacher what you miss or also your classmate, and you have more time for do your assignment, but they are like sometimes really hard. And they don't say like late submits.
How did you overcome these problems? Did you just show up at school and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to figure this out? Or were there a lot of areas at the college that helped you through the process and you could go to for guidance or counseling or where you had questions?
Oh yeah. So for me, I started going for a counselor because I really don't know how to start college. If I have to do what kind of class I have to take, because a lot of classes you can take, but you don't have to take like all the classes for your major. So it's good to go to with your counselor to talk about that. And also it's great to be in touch with your teacher because then they can help you when you don't understand sometimes your homework, or also if you have some doubts about the class, you can ask them. I think the important stuff is your acts in the college. Ask for everything that you don't understand.
With me, I go to my teachers. So basically when I got failure, like basically found some of my class because my English wasn't good as well good. I was not choosing the major that I think I can do it, so I start failing from my couple tests. And then I come to them, I was like, what can I back up? So they would tell me, what do you like? What do you think it look like? So I would just schedule it out, and then they helped me out step by step, and I get back. I further go farther in here, so.
One of the challenges that I faced when I was like starting was that it can be really difficult because sometimes you don't know what classes to take. So a good way to do that is go to the advising, because they can help you out with all the questions that you have, like what major you're trying to do, so you can take the correct classes instead of just taking all the ones that you think that are going to be helpful, but they're not. So that's something that I really, really appreciated, that I got to meet with somebody for half an hour. Go and get my schedule, my major. I want to do optometry, eye doctor. So they actually put me on the correct path instead of taking other classes that I didn't need. So yeah.
Well, in Normandale you have the tutoring center. Like if you have questions for a homework or for a class, and you don't have time to talk with the teacher, in the tutoring center they can help you with the homework and other kind of thing. We also have the advising center. So like if you have a question about your classes or what you want to do in the future, you can go to the advising center. And we also have like the AD office, like for money, and they can help you with the information of scholarship and that kind of thing. So you have to ask to the people in Normandale and to the other like classmates. They can help you with what you have to do.
Well, in my case, as a student in college, I as an advisor. If you are a high school student, you can ask a friend that goes to college to give you a good advice.
So I imagine that from what you've heard so far, some of you students probably have a question you'd like to ask. Okay.
I know a lot of people like struggle to manage their time, and like I procrastinate a lot. So what do you do? Like, I don't know. How did you figure out your schedule, like, and manage your time enough to do homework? And like, I know some people work to get through college, and
Can you repeat the question?
The question was, how do you manage your time? How did you come about that? Now, this is what's so interesting. Starting next Stride meeting, we're going to start in our sequence of classes on how to prioritize, how to manage your time, how to set your goals, how to meet the expectations you're setting for yourself. But that's an excellent question, and we'll let each of these students address it for you.
Yeah. Well, you have to make like kind of schedule for your week. So if you are working as a part-time student, you can choose the full-time in college. But if you're working a full-time job, you're gonna be a part-time in college because it's gonna get tough when you get, you know what.
So right now, I'm full-time student and I work a full-time, and so it's hard to manage my time, to be honest. Sometimes I don't have time to do my homework. I do it at night most of the time, but you can use like your cell phone. Is the best thing to use it. Like use a calendar to remind when you have something to do, like homework, project, presentation, and I think the cell phone is a very good way to use it. You don't have to use it. Only video games. No, it's more useful.
Nice. Well, I'm a full-time student and I'm a full-time worker. I'm a manager at a provision. So the way that I kind of arrange my classes and everything is that I work 4 days, 10 hours, and I have 3 days off, and I do 2 days of school. So all my classes is on those 2 days, and then I go to school and I get everything done. I still put a good time of our homework time because it does require you a lot of time. So right now, since I'm just doing my associates, I'm just taking a little bit more of full-time and full-time on both. But once I get into my bachelor's, that's when I'm going to go back to part-time, because you do have to pay a lot of attention to school, doing classes, labs, and even participating, because I didn't participate in clubs till this year, and actually it opens up a lot of doors to new things that you want to do. And the best advice will be, if you can work and get money, do it. But if not, school's important. So you want to stay in school the best. So yeah.
For me, before every semester, I will schedule my work first, and then I will do my class schedule. So I want to do all the time I work is on during the week, and weekend I have half time volunteer. So I volunteer half day, and the rest of the half day I stay home and do homework. And I make sure I have 1 day at least every week to straighten myself out, just relax myself. Do not do homework, do not work. As soon as you can control your thinking, your thought, and your mind, you will do it.
Okay, first I believe everyone is living different situation in their life. So some people, they have to work for help their family, or don't need to work, but they just do it for fun. So if you really have to work, meanwhile you're in college, just do it, but it's a little hard to do it. You have to sometimes keep too late at the night to do your homework and that kind of stuff. But if you make a commitment with yourself that you just go to your work, and when you have time you to do your homework and try to avoid the procrastination, because you were not going to be as successful in college if you procrastinate a lot. But if you don't need to work a lot, I would recommend you to don't work, because college is a little hard.
I think there's a common theme here. That theme being, as we will discuss in our later strike classes, that you have to make decisions and prioritize what's important to you. Just like Reverend Hale said, you might not be able to do everything, but figure out what's important and do those things that are important to you. Any other student questions? Come on, guys. People don't want to listen to me talk all the time. Anybody? Oh.
Older students, yeah.
Yeah. We're all students of life.
One of you had gone into a little bit on what you plan to do as far as a career. Do any of the others of you have any comment on what you'd like to do after you finish college?
I'm going to add a little bit to your question if I can, and that's because everybody always asks you, what do you want to be? In your high school, what do you want to be? What do you want to do after college? Well, a lot of us don't have that answer right away. And I'm curious if any of you are going through the process also of trying to determine what you want to do and how you're going about it.
It's very simple. Just get my experience and my work in what I major?
To be honest, I don't know, but I want to do something with computers and with like computer science, and I think more like do software for computers and cell phone. But to be honest, I just know that I want to do something with computers because I love computers. I mean,
Well, I'm going for optometry. I wanted to do dentistry first, but then I got into more and more research. Started seeing like, hey, what do I really want to do? Because there's many things that you can do in this like economy in this world. So went to work at Provision, and I worked with doctors. So I did like that field, and I started getting into like, hey, I'm actually liking this. And I took biology. It was amazing, and I made a plan with my advisor of kind of going with a biology degree and putting some business into it, and that way, if I go optometry, I can like graduate and maybe open a business. So as long as like a lot of the people here have your own business, I'm actually like I look forward to a lot of people like to you, like talking to you to hear like all the stories of how you started. So that is something that I really look like I appreciate from all the people that are here, because all of you have your own businesses. So it's something that not a lot of people can achieve, but like at this time in this era, we can always like improve with the young people because they have every door open. So yeah.
I want to be a software engineering and a cybersecurity. So a big dream. So I know it a big dream for a girl. But for me, I work with Microsoft right now, and I'm part-time, and I'm teaching little kids to how to code in a little coding program game. So just like simple 5 minutes, you can make a kid do it. So that's how my process to go to make my dream happen.
I'm going to for major in chemistry. I really love the science stuff, but I don't know like which kind of job I can get for that. But I'm just going for chemistry right now because I know I want to do something with chemistry. So I'm really undecided about like if I want to be a biology chemistry, material chemistry, but I just know it will be with chemistry.
I'm assuming each of you speak a second language other than English.
See.
All right? One of the things I think is the most necessary in today's economy, and one of the things people like me is lacking in, is the ability to have options. We can only communicate in English, yet the economy of the future is definitely going to be bilingual. Has anyone told you as you were going to school how important it was to have that extra asset as you try to go the courses you're going?
Right. I mean, I'm really bilingual. I can speak Spanish and English. And when I was in high school, I took like the Spanish 5 class. It was pretty easy for me. I didn't do like anything. And I think it's really important to speak more English right now, so you can have like more opportunities for jobs in another country. And also in some jobs, they require you to speak another language right now. So I think I'm pretty lucky.
For me, when I work at Microsoft sometimes, there was a parent, they bring a kid in, and then they ask, what are you doing with them? They're not gonna play a game all day long, right? And I was, basically their English, some of them know how to speak English, some of them doesn't know how to speak English. So I think with my second language, my native language is Vietnamese, and when I met some Vietnamese people, it's really easy for me to explain for them what I am doing with the kid. I'm not gonna let them play a game all day. I help them to learn.
All right, well, for me, I know Spanish, I know English, and I know French because I was born in Texas, so it's kind of like you have the Spanish and the English. So instead of just going for something easy, I actually took the challenge of learning a new language. That was French, like, bonjour, ça va bien, je m'appelle Ivan. And I know Spanish, so mi nombre es Ivan. And I know English, like, my name is Ivan, so, yeah.
So, like my brother, I speak Spanish and English, yeah? we are brothers, so we have to speak the same language. Yeah. And I work in a bakery, so I think it's important to speak two languages because when some like customer came and they don't like speak English, so I can explain in Spanish, and I think it's pretty cool because you can, if you go to like a business, you can do like deal with other people from other countries like Mexico or like Latin America.
Oh yeah, I think knowing another language has some benefits. I speak 3 languages, and I had a lot of opportunities to speak with people that don't know English or don't know Spanish, and I work with them, and I got some experience with them that I can tell.
Well, here again, I think a little advice I would like to give to you is make sure after school you travel around, because I think your English is very good right now, but you want to expand it and learn how it's properly spoken in different areas of the country. Take it when you get it. Now, we've got about 5 minutes left. Now, the final question I've got for you, and it might be hard to pick just one thing, but between high school and starting college, what was the one most difficult thing you had to overcome, and how did you do it?
The most difficult thing that came to me is be scared of not doing it, of not getting it. But if you determine to do it, you can do it. Anyone can do it, even if they speak another language or came from different country.
For me, it was be on time in class because when I was in high school, I didn't go like some class, and in high school it's okay because they only will have your parents and nothing more will happen. And when you're in college, if you don't go to class, it's like you think nothing is going to happen for you, but if you miss class or if you have like important test that day, so you could lose that test. So I think the most difficult for me was be on time in class. But now I'm on time, so don't worry.
One of the difficult things that happened to me would be like the career length. Some people just want to go for easier careers. Like it was kind of hard because I was like, I don't want to go for school for like 8 years or 6 years, you know. And I was like, well, what do I want to do? So I kind of overcame that problem because I was like, you know what, I really like what I do. So if you like something that you like to do, stick with it because it's actually going to take you somewhere that is going to like place you in a place that you can do what you like to do. Even if it takes long, you still want to try for it. So never give up.
With me choosing my career. When I start college, I ran a big my career. I ran a big computer science as my career because I would afford to go to college, so I don't know what to do, don't know what I like. I failed a couple class, at the beginning, couple class I failed. And then until I find out I like drawing code. That means I start with computer, I start to learn about it. So I start with my interest. So just for me, I think one advice I would give for the high school student is just do what you like and you will find out what it really fits with you.
So for me, the most difficult stuff was in the college. It's not like a straight path to follow. You can choose different stories to choose because when you are in high school, everyone is taking the same classes. You have to take English, history, another social study classes. But when you are in college, it's like you have to choose which class you needed right now, and also you can choose like for different type of class, for online, in-person class. So for me, it was really difficult that to see like a whole different path or different thing I chose to be in college.
Thank you. These students have taken their time today to come join us and share with us their college experiences. I'd like all of you to please give them a big round of applause.
Well, thank you very much, Terry. That was an impressive group of students. One of the takeaways that I received from their conversation was that they were very authentic in what they were pursuing. It came from the heart. Ivan, you wanted to be an optometrist. The other young lady wanted to be a coder. So they knew right away, although many of the students here may not be completely aware of what they want to do, but do listen to your heart, because that is going to sing very loudly in terms of your career path. So thank you again, students, for coming and participating.